Alright, Overwatch 2 players, the brand new updated patch for the game just came out last night, and here's what you need to know. So starting right off, the DPS passive actually got increased. So all the DPS players now have a healing damage passive that they have. It's going to go from 15 to 20%, which was originally the change that was in the start of the season for Season 9, and now they have actually reverted it and re-reverted it again. So basically, it's going to be like the start of Season 9, which is actually going to be quite good if you are playing DPS. Obviously, there are going to be characters that really don't benefit from this, and there's going to be characters that heavily benefit from this. So the characters that really get a massive buff from this are Tracer, Soldier, Sojourn, anything that just does small amount of damage from maybe a very far range, but characters like Cassidy or Widowmaker may not benefit from this role as much because you're not tagging a bunch of characters to get that sort of DPS healing reduction. The next thing is Orisa. So Orisa actually took multiple nerfs over here. It's actually 3 nerfs. So fortification, nerf number 1, the duration got changed from 4.5 to 3.5. The movement speed of Orisa is actually changed while fortified. And then the javelin spin cooldown got increased from 7 to 9. So basically triple nerfs on Orisa. But is she absolutely useless and unplayable? No, the Orisa character is still pretty good because simply it just deals with characters at range. That is a huge thing with Orisa that actually was a massive buff, where she can basically contest a lot of the snipers, which nowadays, well, there's not that many people playing Hanzo, so it's basically just Widow. For the most part, unless of course there's a mercy damage boosting. So Orisa just got a bunch of nerfs over there. I was really expecting Mauga to get nerfed at some point. Like, that character is still ridiculously powerful, especially if you're just playing like in randoms, even up until like Masters. That character is just incredibly strong. But next up, going into the damage DPS character, Venture actually receiving multiple nerfs. So Venture's first nerf over here is the maximum explosion got decreased from 45 to 40, so a little bit less damage on the explosions there. And then the drill dash, the initial impact damage got decreased from 40 to 30. Now, this isn't a big deal against most of the matchups, but there is one matchup specifically that makes a huge difference. Against Tracer, Venture can no longer left click and right click and just insta a Tracer. So that is a pretty big buff to Tracer in essentially that matchup. And then the Tectonic Shock got changed. The ultimate charge is going to be increased by just 10%. Now, is that a big deal? I mean, the character still builds up ult very fast. I'm still playing the character right here in the background for the gameplay, and I've already finished my placements on my Venture only account, and we're 10-0. Does this really change the character that much? I'll be honest, no, not really. But it's specifically Tracer versus Venture matchup. It is heavily now favored in Tracer's point because of that ability to not essentially get like insta'd by the character. So that is a massive like matchup thing, but that's another buff for Tracer. Overall, this benefits Tracer, Soldier, and Sojourn the most, so pretty much those DPS are going to be even stronger than they already were, and those characters are already pretty good. But here's my thoughts on it if you guys wanted to know. So overall, these changes are so small that like it really doesn't matter too much at the end of the day. I mean, a lot of people just don't want to play tank in general, and this is going to make people not want to play tank even more, so that kind of does suck. But I think overall, it would be cool to see just a lot of massive changes. It doesn't really matter too much what they change. I just want to see some sort of excitement to come back in the game, because both of these changes over here, would I be like, oh my gosh, I haven't played Overwatch in a while, I want to come back. If they were like, okay, Mei has a new ability, even if they took it from some of like the April Fool's mode or something, Mei and Symmetra just see like a lot less play in terms of like ranking competitive, and it'd be cool to see if they just did something different with the characters. Just things to make the characters maybe more viable, or just to be more exciting to come back and kind of check out the game for the new season. But overall, I would say these changes aren't too exciting for me personally, but like I kind of expected Venture to have the ultimate charge change, but other than that, it doesn't really matter too much. That's going to go ahead and wrap up things. Very short video, but if you guys liked it, drop a like on it, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.